Let's go hands-on with almost 40 brand new Apple Watch bands. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and you can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. To coincide with the announcement of the Apple Watch Series 7, Apple released almost 40 brand new band options to go with Apple Watch. Unfortunately, Apple Watch Series 7 is still unavailable for purchase, but its new lineup of bands are already available for you to grab. I'm going to go hands-on with all of the new colors that Apple has made available for the fall of 2021. Let's talk about the sizing options here before we get into the whole hands-on aspect. With the Apple Watch Series 7, Apple changed the size of the Apple Watch, going from 40 and 44 millimeter to 41 and 45 millimeter. So the new bands, they all say 41 or 45 on the box. As you can see here, the boxes come in 41 and 45 millimeter. I do want to make sure that everyone understands all these watch bands are still backwards compatible. So this guy here, the new version of the leather link, these new color options say 45 millimeter, but they'll still fit the 44 and the 42 millimeters of the past. Similarly with the classic buckle. These guys come in the 41 size, but they'll fit the 38 millimeter and the 48 millimeter. So even though the new bands say 41 and 45, they are still backwards compatible with the previous versions of Apple Watch. So just make sure you buy the appropriate size when you're shopping around for your new Apple Watch bands. So these are all of Apple's new bands that we're going to touch on. Leather Link, the Modern Buckle, the Nike Sport Loop, the Nike Sport Band, the Apple Sport Loop, we have the Braided Solo Loop and the Solo Loop, and of course, the Classic Sport Band. Well, let's get a closer look at all these and walk through the new color options. First up is the new line of leather link bands from Apple. So this new color here, this is Sequoia Green. It is a very, very dark green, but yeah, Apple is calling this one Sequoia. Following that, we have this other dark one. This is Midnight Black. Basically, it still has the lighter brown underside, but the top of it is essentially black. This is the Midnight band for the leather link. This new one here is dark cherry. It's kind of like a wine color, like a port, very just dark purplish red. That is dark cherry, followed by golden brown. This is the new golden brown leather link band. Here's my Apple Watch Series 6, the 44 millimeter with that Sequoia green band. These have always been one of my favorite bands, and I'm stoked to see new colors arriving in time for the Apple Watch Series 7. That brings us to the new modern buckle styles. This guy here, this very light bluish purple one, this is what Apple is calling Wisteria. Wisteria for this guy. If you've not seen the modern buckles, they're very cool. They just simply pop apart like that, and they're actually magnetic. So they can clip back on. You can see where the adjustments are underneath, hidden behind that buckle. So Wisteria for the modern buckle. Then, of course, we have Midnight, the black option. So the Midnight Black modern buckle, followed by this one Apple calls Chalk. Chalk, it's kind of just like a white one, but this is the Chalk of the new modern buckle Apple Watch bands. Just to note, these do only come in the 41 millimeter, the 38, 40, and 41 only. They do not make a modern buckle for the larger 44 or 45 or 42 millimeter Apple Watch. Following that is the Braided Solo Loop, which comes in several new colors. The guy on top, first and foremost, is this one. This is Maze, the Maze Braided Solo Loop. These are the elastic style bands. Following the Maze, we have the English Lavender. It's very similar to the Wisteria one, but this is English Lavender of the Braided Solo Loops. Then we have Dark Cherry, again, Dark Cherry in the Braided Solo Loops. And the last color here is the Abyss Blue Braided Solo Loop. I'm a big fan of this Abyss Blue Braided Solo Loop. So yeah, these are the new Braided Solo Loop Apple Watch bands.
Moving on to the solo loop, the non-braided versions. This guy here, this light color, it's kind of like a light beige. Apple says this is Starlight. Kind of makes sense with what this is going for, so that is Starlight. Following Starlight, we have Chalk Pink. It is another very light color, very fun light color. This is Chalk Pink. Then going into the darker colors, this too is Dark Cherry that we've already seen already just in the solo loop version. The green guy here, this is not the Sequoia green, this is instead Clover. This is the Clover green Apple Watch solo loop. The orange one here, this is Apple calls Marigold. Marigold, it's very like a light orange, light tangerine color, just a light orange, a little bit of a whitish hue to it in there, but the Marigold solo loop. Then we have English Lavender, once more English Lavender in the solo loop. And the last option is the Abyss Blue. Liked it before, still like it now, the Abyss Blue solo loop. And these are all the updated colors of solo loop for 2021. These are the updated sports bands. Many colors that we've already looked at here, but these are just tried and true, very popular style of band. The first one up is Starlight, once more, that light gray beige color. Following Starlight, we have the Abyss Blue, once more in the sport band style. Abyss Blue, nice dark blue. Following that, we have Midnight, which is essentially black, once more, just basically the black color. Then the orange, Apple again is calling this one Marigold. The Marigold color, a light, very light orange color. The green is called Clover here in the sport band, this light foresty green, not Sequoia, but the Clover Apple Watch band. The last two that we have are the English Lavender and Dark Cherry, the last two colors of the updated sport band for late 2021. Just give you another hands-on look here of the Abyss Blue on my actual Apple Watch. This is the graphite Apple Watch again, if you didn't hear that at the beginning, but the graphite Apple Watch with the Abyss Blue sport band. Looking at the Sport Loop this time around, this is Pink Pomelo and Tan Sport Loop. Pink Pomelo and Tan of the Sport Loop. These are a little bit stretchy, not too much, very easy to clean, very nylon, so they're very washable if they get all sweaty. So that's the updated Sport Loop. Second color here is Maize and White. Obviously, we've seen the maize before, and the white's a little bit of an off-white. It appears kind of like a little bit of a tannish white, but maize and white Sport Loop. Then we have Abyss Blue and Moss Green. This one looks great, Abyss Blue and Moss Green. Then we have Dark Cherry and Forest Green. Different color greens there between those two. So Dark Cherry and Forest Green. And finally we have Tornado and Gray, which is kind of like black on gray. Kind of a nice one. I like this a lot. So yeah, this is Tornado and Gray. I very much like these bands. These are the new Nike Sport Loops. As you can see, we have the Nike word mark printed under here and the Nike swoosh there on the part that wraps around. So on your wrist, you will see both the actual swoosh on one side as well as the Nike word mark around the other. This one here is Summit White, the Summit White Nike Sport Loop. The second one is the Cargo Khaki Nike Sport Loop. It's got a little bit of a green tint to it, maybe. A little bit of a green tint, but otherwise very dark. And then the last one is just black. So while Apple stuff is all called Midnight, the Nike version is just called black. If my camera will focus, yes, there it goes, the Nike Black Sport Loop. So those are the new Nike Sport Loops for the Apple Watch Series 7 and earlier. The last one to show off are the new Nike bands, the new Nike Sport Bands. This, the first one, Magic Ember and Crimson Bliss Nike Sport Band. You can see the two lighter colors when I flip it over a little bit easier. So that, I assume, is the Crimson Bliss, and the darker color is the Magic Ember. But as you can see, the little holes are a little bit lighter in their color, but they're perforated down. We've had the Nike styles for a little while, just new colorways here, joining the other couple that we had. Midnight Navy and Mystic Navy. I'm not sure which one is Mystic. If it's that one, I assume the darker one is the Midnight Navy and the lighter one is the Mystic Navy. But the new Midnight Navy, Mystic Navy Sport Band from Nike. And finally, the last one. This is Olive Gray and Cargo Khaki Nike Sport Band. This might be my favorite of the Nike ones. I very much like this. I have a third-party one that's very similar, but it's not as nice because I do like Apple's quality a little bit better. So yes, this is the Olive Gray Cargo Khaki Nike Sport Band and all the new Nike colors in general for late 2021.
So that is it. These are all of Apple's new Apple Watch colors and styles for the fall of 2021. Apple updates their bands regularly, but anytime there's a new watch announcement, they really take a chance to either introduce new types of bands or just really refresh the colors overall. We have a ton of new options this time around. Almost everything is brand new that they offer from their first-party bands. Let me know over on Twitter at Andrew_OSU which new color is your favorite. And if you want to pick up any of the bands, I've got links for them down below in the description. Otherwise, stay tuned. We'll have hands-on with the Apple Watch Series 7 the moment it is available.